really excited because it's material that I've put together, brand new stuff coming into your ears and into your eyes. So I'm really excited. So I'm going to deliver today the 3 secrets to attract and convert high paying clients with ease, even if you've been struggling to convert low paying clients, and you don't need any kind of ninja sales call tactics either. So I'm really excited to share with you the 3 secrets that I use and my clients use to attract and convert high paying clients. So that is my promise to you. Now, it's probably going to be around about an hour long. I do have a tendency to gabble, so I'm going to try and keep it to that length if I can, but it's all going to be truly valuable stuff. So please do stay tuned. And if you stay until the end, and my fancy webinar machine will tell me who has stayed until the end. So don't cut yourself off, let me cut you off, because if you do stay till the end, I'm going to be giving you access to my free guide to create high ticket packages that sell with ease, plus video training on how to price your services. So if that's not an amazing thing to keep you stuck until the end, I don't even think I need this, to be fair, because I think you're going to be wanting to stick around because there's going to be lots of juicy stuff. I'm also going to talk you through a couple of case studies where we actually apply these 3 secrets, and I'll show you how they use them and the results that they got, including one of my clients who achieved over 14k in sales, which is pretty cool. So stay tuned for that, which will be amazing. So what I want you to do is I want you to get ready, switch Facebook off, hold on to your hats, grab your pen, grab your pad, turn off your phones and get focused, get ready to learn these steps, because they're seriously going to help you in your business. So for those of you who know me, a lot of you have been shouting out, do know me already, but for those of you who don't, my name is Jen. I'm a business desirability coach, and I'm best-selling author and award-winning speaker. I'm the author of Expert Unrivaled, which is basically a 5-step recipe to becoming the most desirable option in the market. And so I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about some of those steps today throughout what I'm going to be talking about for these 3 secrets. So I want to tell you a bit about my story, about where I've come from very first. I promise I won't bore you to death. It's going to be pretty short, but I feel like it's important because I, about 3 years ago now, was charging £20 from the kitchen table to coach people, knocking off a £5 for goodwill to try and entice more people to buy my coaching, to buy my things. And I've not always been in coaching. Coaching is something that I've developed, moved into really. It's something I've always wanted to do, but my journey has been long stepping into my expertise, I guess. I've massively undervalued myself in the past. I've always in the past undercharged, and I had all of these, I'm not a particularly woo person. So excuse the language, but it was this feeling of I'm not good enough. Who am I to be doing this? I'm not worthy. So I undervalued myself. I undercharged, so I got underpaid. I played it small. I would be the person looking at everybody else going, wow, look at what they're doing. Aren't they so amazing? Oh, I couldn't do that. I would think, who's going to pay me? Who's going to pay me that kind of money? And also, even worse than that, but I'm not good enough for those kinds of clients. And I had these horrific beliefs hanging around my neck, and it really kept me down for a very long time. And I guess my turning point was really looking out there and realizing that, who am I to think that I'm special, that I shouldn't take my place in the world as somebody valuable. And I'd like to say that it was like a sudden epiphany, and this wasn't. This was almost a case of rejection from the world. And then I think, and I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, and I would love to hear in the comments if you have, just give me a yes or whatever it is you want to say, or tell me a bit about your story. But when you're rejected by the world, suddenly a little fire starts, and that's what happened to me. This little spark happened where I was like, well, hang on a minute, I've got something to add here. I've got value. I've got something that I can help people with, and and you're rejecting it. And that's when you kind of have that kind of like angry fire, which is great because it's what motivated me. It's what motivated me to really step into my worth, really step up my game and start playing bigger. And do you know what? Talk about the lessons learned in our journeys. Rejection taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about valuing myself and having that fire in your belly. So if anyone else has experienced that fire in the belly, do let me know, because hang on, we've just got Chris is going yes, Nicolette is yes, Chris is love it, just getting that good. Chris is getting that fire in her belly. I love it. So yeah, it's something that I think a lot of people go through. Rejection has been huge for me, and it really was my turning point. And these days I do know my worth. I do, I know the impact that I have, and I've had to step up, and I do charge, and I earn my worth. This particular photo is not just a random photo. This is a picture of me and my daughter. This is a moment of happiness when I finally started to fully recognize the value and the expertise that I had that I could use to help other people. And I had just sold some very, very high ticket program spots. And it was the first time that I'd ever sold a high ticket program, that I'd been brave enough to put the and I don't really like using that word when it comes to price, because when you say you're brave enough to charge something, some people can assume that you're being brave and a bit cheeky, maybe that maybe you're not fully you're not worth it. I mean, I totally was worth it, and I still am, and I still do, but regardless, it still takes that little bit of bravery to go, okay, right, I've never done this before, I'm fully owning my stuff, and I'm going to stick, I'm going to put in this price on it. This is how much it's worth. Let's see what happens. And I converted these amazing people into my packages, and I was ecstatic, as you can see here. And it isn't really about the money, that the money is great, but it's what was behind getting that money, and also what that money gives. So what was behind that was me finally stepping into my worth, really finally stepping up and saying, hey, I am an expert in my field. I am able to add value, and people are recognizing it. That was what it was for me. It was actually being recognized finally for the value that I have. And you just can't beat that feeling. And then obviously having the money is amazing, because now I'm able to, have an amazing life. I'm now able to treat my daughter, to have fun. It opens up so many different possibilities. It's the possibilities and choices of being able to charge and earn your worth that door opens. And there are so many benefits to selling high ticket. Having those large cash injections into my business actually allowed me to spend more time, more relaxed time and energy with those clients. They, instead of trying to sell, say 10 spots at a very low price, running around like a headless chicken, which is what I had been doing, trying to pull people in from every corner, going, oh, come on, I've got 10 spots for this, do you want it, and whatever else, and struggling to sell at that level, stressing myself out. And then even if I did, when I did manage to start to sell things, because this is what happened, I guess, is this level that you go through where you struggle to sell anything, then suddenly you start selling things at this lower level, and then you start thinking, oh, I'm onto something here. And that's when I realized that I actually need to step up and actually create higher transformational packages. So I wasn't running around after everybody, and I actually had time to spend inside of my business growing my audience, building assets, and really running a business. Because if you are spending all of your time doing, all you've done is you've just created another job. You're no longer in business. And so selling and attracting and converting high-end, high-paying, high-ticket clients is essential if you want to actually run your business and grow and scale. it's essential that you have that cash injection coming in so that it actually releases some of your time, for the client, but also that you can put back into your business, both cash and time back into your business so that you can start to grow and scale it. It's essential for that next level. So this was the moment when I finally realized that I had cracked the code, that I had cracked the conversion code, and that I was able to sell high transformational, high ticket packages. So there we go. There's my little story of where I've come from. But it's taken me a long time to really understand how to do this, and it's really been an obsession of mine for a few years now around why people spend money, buyer's psychology. What is it that what does it take to have people part from their money? And I'm going to talk to you about all of that coming next. But this really was the start of my what I call mission worthy, helping undervalued coaches, experts, service-based owners, consultants, helping them to own their worth and actually start positioning them as a desired must-have option in the market, because I cannot bear seeing undervalued expertise, people who are hanging around out there, doing their best, giving, and I would like to say giving their all. They're not, but not because they're not trying, but because they're just not stepping into that expertise, because they're not stepping into their value. And it really is a mission of mine to actually help other people see their worth. So, and someone, Amanda Deere, a really good business colleague and friend of mine, she always uses the expression, don't be an art gallery. People have to really understand your worth, but before other people can understand your value and your worth, you have to understand it. So that's where it always begins. It always begins with you. You have to be able to know and understand and justify your worth. It's imperative before you can get anyone else to understand it. But then the second part, and this is where people fail, is that we get all of this wind under our sails and we're like, yes, I've got my worth and I know I'm valuable, and that's great. I'm really, really pleased that you've got to that stage. But even when you've got to that stage, it's still now a case of, do other people recognize that? And what can we do to help other people recognize that value? And people really only recognize that value if you're out to help them. And this is where, I'm going to cause a bit of controversy now. A lot of women start businesses for the wrong reasons, because they start it because they want to help, because they want it to be flexible around their life, because they don't want to work for a boss anymore. And I don't have any issue with that, because just not standing on the ivory tower over here, exactly why I started my businesses. I started businesses when I was 19 for the exact reason of, I don't want to work for anyone else. I want to work for myself, because I'm a natural born entrepreneur. I wanted to be a leader or a lone ranger. I didn't want to have to speak to anyone else. So I'm not putting down anyone who wanted to start their businesses or was motivated by those factors. But it's not a basis. It's not a foundation for a successful business. As businesses, we've got to solve problems. As businesses, we've got to be helping other people. And if other people don't see us as a valuable asset to them, then we're never, ever, ever going to have a successful business. And so I work with people on two levels. I work with people to help them own their worth, but also to help other people see it as well, because that's really, really important. So actually becoming that desired must-have option, not somebody who's just a nice to have. So I just want to kind of get you to imagine a little minute, get into that moment of feeling like you are utterly confident in your mission, your value, and the results that you bring your clients, and attracting high-end clients that are totally hooked on working with you from the word go. So you're not chasing people, they're coming to you and like, I want to work with you. Okay, that's a feeling that I really want you to kind of step into now. I also want you to imagine telling them that high ticket price, and they don't even question it. They just ask how they can pay. That moment, and I'm sure a lot of you on this webinar now have actually experienced this already, have already experienced that feeling of putting out a price and holding your breath and someone going, yep, that's cool. And you're like, oh my goodness, thank goodness. But imagine the high ticket price that you'd really love to sell at. And you don't have to say it out loud, you don't have to put it in the comments or anything, just in your head. I want you to imagine the kind of high ticket price that you want to be selling at, and then imagining that client just turning around saying, yeah, how do I pay? Where's the sign up link? That feeling is just amazing. Again, it's not about the money, is it? It's about being recognized for the value that you're delivering. I want you to imagine understanding and truly knowing what you bring to the table and having to make a choice, actually, whether you want to take on more clients, whether you want to take on this particular client, whether, you know, you're having whether you're that right fit. So you're not desperate for people. So whenever anyone comes along and goes, I'd love to work with you, you're like, yeah, brilliant, get them in. You're actually slowing down and saying, well, hey, let's see if you're the right fit. Let's work this out, because you're no longer struggling in desperation for clients. You're in a position where you're actually saying, okay, well, let's talk about this. Let's see if you're the right fit, because you're in demand, because you are desired, because you're not worrying about where the next client is coming from. And lastly, imagine having that, thinking about the money, securing that high cash injection into your business, having the time and the energy to invest in high transformation coaching for your clients, and then changing their lives on an epic scale. Because truly high ticket changes lives. When people hand over large sums of money, it's an energy exchange. It's a full commitment. It's trusting, and it's a self-belief on their part. If you've ever spent a large sum of money on something, on coaching or having someone coming to help you, you know that there is an obligation on your part to make the most of what you've just bought. So it's a huge commitment on their part, and it's a huge gas bag of self-belief that they've had to take in. You know, that's a precious moment, seeing that happen. And when that happens, you seriously change lives, because you're both fully committed to the process. It is actually magical, just to be a bit airy-fairy about it. It's amazing. So I just want to say, if you are ready to start owning and charging and earning your worth, if you're ready to start changing lives on an epic scale, if you're ready to start converting high-end and high-paying clients who are fully committed to making that change, as I said, and you're ready to stop playing small and step into your potential, please give me a hell yes in the comments. I would like to see some hell yeses before I continue, because I find it difficult to charge people because I want to help. Have you had the same? I have in the past, Connie, and I hope what I just said just then helps you to see that actually when people pay, this is a Russell Brunson line, quote, that's the word, is when people pay, if I could get the quote correct, hilarious. When people pay, they pay attention. And I think that's the thing, is that when people don't pay, they're not as committed to the process. They really aren't. There has to be some kind of monetary exchange for them to really make the most of what you're giving them. And the true story. So I hope that helps a little bit. Cool. I've got so many. I've got a yeed. I'm assuming that's a year. Hell yes. Massive yes. Yes. I'm so pleased. Just going to check to see. Fiona says, took me a long time. Rejection caused me to reject the world for a while. And I think it does. And I think that's what happened to me. But I think when you start sort of poking your head above the parapet and you go, hi, I'm here. And then someone, and you kind of start to own it, and then someone rejects it, then you're like, well, no, hang on a minute, actually, I think you'll find. But I'm so glad to see that so many people are on the journey upwards. Fantastic. Connie says it makes perfect sense what you were saying. Lovely. Chris says, when people pay, they pay attention. Yeah, thank you for clarifying. That's exactly what it is. Need some more tea. It's getting late at night. Right. So let's dive into this first secret then. And this you might groan at. I always have a groaner. You've got to have a groaner, haven't you? But this secret in particular may seem blatantly obvious, but it's what a lot of people don't really think of and don't understand the power of this, okay? And that is raise your prices to attract. So raise your prices to attract those high-paying clients. So many people wait to attract the high-paying clients before they start creating packages, before they start thinking about, what you could do for those people, because they might have slightly different problems, slightly different things that you want to be helping with. I don't know. But you do have to have something ready. You have to, and like I said, it comes back to my story of you've got to know your worth before you can show other people it. So if you haven't created a high ticket program and you haven't got a high ticket price point, then how can you expect people to really treat you as a high-end person, a high-end coach, high-end consultant, a high-end expert, a high-end service provider? How could you ever expect them to think that if you are undervaluing yourself? So first of all, you've got to raise your prices. Also, on a different note, high-paying clients aren't looking for the cheapest. They're looking for the best. They're looking for peace of mind that they're placing their money and their trust with someone who can definitely help them. They have higher expectations and therefore they expect to pay for those standards. They're not looking for cheap and cheerful. You know, high-paying buyers in particular, I mean, all buyers are, but buyers are savvy. And this picture made me absolutely laugh when I was looking for a meme, and this fitted it perfectly. But there is always someone willing to do it cheaper. But the picture says it all. You know, cheap in price and big in promises are going to raise suspicions. High-paying buyers are savvy, and they live by you get what you pay for. They live by that mantra. So they're going to be questioning, am I going to be getting everything that I need at that price point? Because, you know, like I say, you get what you pay for. Cheap doesn't mean quality. Price is a large part of your positioning and perception of your value, and that will be reflected in your pricing. So you've got to raise it. You've got to raise it before you can start attracting those high-paying clients. And the next kind of secret part to this is that it's more about sifting than it is about attracting. When you raise your prices and when you're transparent about it, because so many people hide their pricing, and that's no good because people don't, you know, like I said, pricing it's a huge part of your positioning. It's what you have, what worth you've placed and what value you've placed on yourself. People want to know that stuff. People want to know that they can, you know, that you value yourself. I've known amazingly talented coaches get turned down by some seriously celeb style people because they don't want to work with somebody who is undercharging for their services. Because, you know, how can they possibly help them get to that next mindset level if the person that's helping them hasn't owned their own worth? You know, people question this stuff. But raising your prices actually sifts out those who want cheap from those that actually want quality. It's an immediate sorter. It's a brilliant way to do this. So when you're transparent about your pricing, those people who really are unwilling to pay will just immediately go away, leaving behind those who are looking for quality. And obviously, price isn't the first thing that you lead with either. You don't meet somebody and go, hi, my name's Jen and my one-to-one coaching starts from $3,000. That's not how you introduce yourself. You're going to build a relationship first, you know, before, and they're going to decide whether they want to follow you, whether they're someone that they want them to help with. And then when they finally get to the price, they get to make that decision. Do I want to continue and do I not? Which is why, like I said before, it's very, very important for people to understand your worth and for you to, you know, be able to communicate that value and worth to them before they get to the pricing. But don't hide it. Be transparent about it and use it as part of your sifting ability. So you're probably thinking, well, it's all very well raising my prices to disqualify those who are unwilling to spend the high sums, but who will pay that kind of money? So I'm going to deliver secret number 2, which is nothing is ever too expensive. Nothing is ever too expensive. And I ran a talk a couple of months back in Cardiff at my Leading Entrepreneurs event that I run every couple of months. And I really laboured this point because it's true. Nothing is ever too expensive. And I'm going to explain this in a few different ways, okay? So I want you to meet Steve, first of all. So this is Steve. He's a very nice chap. Steve wants to raise his prices but he's telling me that he's already the most expensive in the market. Now, Steve is the most expensive in the market in comparison to all the other people that are the same as him. So people will go out and go, okay, so this Steve is supplying this particular service and he's charging this much, but so-and-so down the road is only charging this much. So why would I pay Steve the extra dollars, the extra pounds, the extra money if so-and-so is doing it for cheap? Why would I pay for the same thing? And now this might sound very obvious, but so many people do, particularly in the, I guess, the health sector, weight loss coaches, nutritionists, and people. And this particular person was using, and I know because Chris uses RTT therapy, I think it's RTT therapy. When you're marketing your services as a process, as a how, as a this is how I get you to somewhere. So I am an RTT therapist, I am a hypnotherapist, I am this. There are how many other hypnotherapists out there? There are how many other weight loss coaches out there? And if you're comparing against someone else who has exactly the same qualifications and methods as you do, then you will be compared. So many people do this instead of becoming incomparable, becoming a unique offering, selling on the result that you are an expert in helping people achieve, instead of the same thing that everybody else is doing. You have to be able to pull yourself apart and become that unique offering, because when you become that unique offering, they don't have anything to compare against, and you can charge what the hell you like. You can do whatever you want in terms of your pricing. Now, obviously, I'm not suggesting that you overcharge people. That's not what I'm saying here. I think, not a lot of people, but some people do. Some people do massively overcharge because they think they can get away with it. But at the end of the day, it has to feel like value for you in order for it to feel like value to the client. So if you know that you're blatantly overcharging, eventually that's going to give you a bad reputation and you are going to be found out. You've really got to understand and be able to justify to yourself the value that you are giving people before you can communicate it to them. So, but becoming that unique offering, becoming incomparable, is a great way to be able to charge what you feel you are worth, instead of going, well, so-and-so charges that, so we'll have to charge that. You don't know how they've arrived at that pricing. You've got no idea how they value themselves. You've got no idea of the intricacies of their particular offering, or lack of intricacies of their particular offering. You've got no idea about how they've arrived at that price. Don't compare against other people, both in price and in your offering. You need to be you need to be unique, and you need to provide something different in order to stand out and to be able to charge those high ticket prices and actually raise them. I hope this is all making sense. I'm going to come back. If you guys have got any questions, then do just pop them in, and I'm going to come in periodically and see what we've got. I may leave them until the end, depending, but I will have a little look. Nicola says, this is so useful. I'm so pleased. Perfect. Great stuff. Right, let me go back to where we are. So that's the first thing I want to talk to you about. The next thing I want to talk to you about is, on the same run as, nothing is too expensive, is that people actually pay for what they value. So it's not about finding the people with the most money to spend. And this is what we tend to do. We start going out and we start looking, we start judging, I have to go for that kind of person because they've got the money. Because just because you can afford something doesn't mean that you're willing to buy that thing that someone's trying to sell you. I've had people try to sell me things before that I can absolutely afford, but I don't want it. If I don't want it, I'm not going to buy it. And equally, how many times have you seen somebody else, say they can't afford something, but found the money for something different? You'll justify that what you want to buy is important. So even if it's a treat, you'll say, oh, it's important to treat yourself, isn't it? Because you really, really wanted that thing. You really wanted it. And if you want it, you'll find a reason to justify its value. So it really isn't about finding the people with the most money. What it is about is looking at people value things that help them, and people spend money on things that they value. So the things that will help them is helping them to achieve their goals and desires and to solve a problem that they have. That's really what people buy, and that's really what people find the money for. And the bigger the goal and the bigger the desire and the more painful the problem, the more people, yes, that's what I want to say, the more people are willing to pay for it. You know, that's the more money people are willing to spend on helping to achieve that goal, on solving that really painful problem. I'm going to talk about a little story just now. So this is not real. I just want to repeat, this is not real. This is a bodged photo. So yes, this is a house in Chelsea that is on sale at the moment for 9 million. As you can see here, that part is true. I am not really offering it to you for £60,000, but let's just suspend disbelief for just a moment. And if I were to offer this house to you at £60,000, knowing where it's placed in London, if anyone's watching from overseas or in the US, you will likely be thinking, okay, where is this place? Chelsea in London is a very, very desirable place. It's probably, I think, the most expensive place in the UK to live. And if I offered this house to you for £60,000, you're going to find the money, aren't you? But £60,000 is a lot of money to most people. A hell of a lot of money to most people, and people don't have that kind of money lying around. But if you really want it, which you would if you're an entrepreneur and you know the investment, the return on investment that you're going to get from that house, you are going to find the money from somewhere. You are going to ask family, you are going to crowdfund, you are going to borrow, you're going to do whatever it takes because you know the value of what you're getting. You understand that. However, everyone has different wants, motivations, priorities, and problems. There could be people out there who really couldn't care less about finding £60,000 for a house in Chelsea, because everybody has a different motivation, and it's not all about money, because what we're talking about there in return on investment is the money that you're going to make on that. You know, if you were to buy that 60,000 and then sell it, you know, and do it up or whatever and resell it on, you are going to make a lot of money. But money isn't everything to everybody. And I don't know whether you guys have watched The Wolf of Wall Street, but there's this particular scene that I've screenshot here. And they're talking about, they're saying, you know, they're doing the whole sell me this pen scenario. And his friend here, I can't remember his name. Someone will probably correct me. But this guy here, he pipes up and he says like, sorry, like, I don't get it. You just said that everybody wants to get rich, but that's just not the case. And he starts going, of course everyone wants to get rich. He's like, no, what about, you know, Buddhism? What about the Amish? They don't want money, you know, they want different things. And do you know what? He gets shot down. He's like, I'm talking about the working class kind of man, you know, back me up here. Everybody wants to make money, is basically where he goes. But his friend was right. Not everybody does want to make money. And people, you know, different courses for different horses. And this is where people get so hung up on, well, you know, you're a business coach, so you can sell high ticket and people will pay that kind of money because they're going to get money back. But, you know, I spent a hell of a lot of money on health coaching. I've also seen other people spend a lot of money on boob jobs. They're not getting any money back from this, but it's something that they really, really wanted, that they really desired. My mum won't spend any money on going on holiday. She will not spend an iota because she doesn't value holidays. Who doesn't value a holiday? I have no idea. I'm off to Greece on Sunday. But she doesn't. But what she does value is computers. She wants the latest computer. And if she wants the latest computer that badly, she will find the money for it. And bless my mum, she, you know, we've come from a very, very poor background, very poor background. She doesn't necessarily have that kind of money lying around, but she'll find it. She'll find it for the things that she wants. But it's not always about money. That computer isn't going to give her money. It's giving her that her hobby. but she really wants it. So don't always think that it's about the return on investment has to be about money. It's not it at all. Everybody is different and everybody has different priorities, motivations, and problems that they need help to achieve or solve. So think about high tech isn't about glitz and glamour or money. It's about the value, it's about the results, the return on investment, and the high transformation that you offer. It's about attracting people with a certain kind of goal or a desire and a certain type of problem. And so this is why your messaging, when you're marketing, has to be spot on. Because if we're not speaking to those problems, if we're not speaking to those desires, then you're going to be completely missing the mark. So the next question you might be coming up with is, that's great, and you've really helped me to see how the transformation and the return on investment is the most important thing, and that it's not about it being too expensive, it's about it being as desirable as possible, and it's about it being a wanted thing. You've got to be wanted. But who's going to pay little old me that kind of money? Which was a huge, 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 huge limiting belief that I held for so long. So I want to help you understand why people are going to pay little old you for that kind of money, okay? So this comes on to secret 3 now. And actually, before I go on, I'm just going to check the comments to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Connie says, how do you make people understand that coaching would do them the world of good, as I see what the problem is, but it is almost like they prefer to look the other way? Aha. Okay, fine. I'm happy to answer this now. So you cannot solve a problem for somebody that they don't see. They have to be able to see it. So what this means is that you haven't got your positioning quite right. You haven't, even if they're not fully aware of it, they should be able to be nudged in the right direction very, very quickly. But if they're looking the other way, they're either not an ideal client, or if you're consistently getting people turning the other way and not really paying attention to what you're trying to offer them, it means that you haven't tapped into that desire and you haven't explained fully what the problem is. So it might be that you're trying to solve a problem, but they don't know it's a problem. And sometimes they don't know it's a problem because you're not helping them see where they're going. So that could be another way you could tweak. You could look at thinking about, okay, they need to go to their success island, which is I want to call it, and they're here at the moment. So they want to go over to the success island. Now, what do you need to do? And I call it shoot the shark or build the bridge. Okay, so you've got 2 types of problems. They either need to know how to get over to their success island, or they need to shoot the shark, which is the grizzly bear. And I'm not into shooting sharks. I'm sure they're very lovely. But in this analogy, they're very mean. It needs to be killed. It's megalodon. Okay. So megalodon is there. It's the big horrific problem that's in the way of them even building the bridge. So you need to think about, what do they need to do? Do they need to build the bridge, or do they need to shoot megalodon? Which one is it? And if they don't understand that megalodon is in the way, that you're never going to be able to solve that. And I'll tell you a little story that I tell every time for this particular thing, but it's really, really helpful, is that somebody, after I admitted that I get really nervous public speaking, and I get terribly nervous when I do public speaking. And I admitted this to everybody at the end of one of my talks that I did. And this woman came up to me at the end and she said, I can help you with your nerves. I can do this and I can do that. But even though I suffer with nerves, that isn't a problem. It doesn't stop me going out there and doing speaking gigs. I've always had them. I've never been able to get rid of them. All I have to do is reframe it as excitement and all of that stuff. And actually, what I want to be able to do is refine my public speaking skills and actually look at how I can improve on them more so than solving the problem. So I want to build the bridge. She wants to shoot the shark, but I don't have a shark. As far as I'm concerned, it's not a problem. And there's no point you telling me that it is, because I know it's not stopping me from what I need to do. So you need to look at, what is it, you can't assume that everybody needs what you have, first of all. And that's, I always say that the number one rule of sales, is people don't like to be sold to. What I like to say, the number rule of sales is, don't assume that everybody needs your product package, whatever it is you're offering, because it's just not true. Everybody is different. You're helping individuals, and you have to get really clear on who that individual is in order for you to be able to solve that has to be a problem for them. So it's either I need help to get somewhere, or I need to get rid of this problem so I can get there. And so I hope that analogy helps a little bit. Another example that I use to explain this, in fact another two, I'll give you two. FedEx famously says that when they realized that they were selling peace of mind versus getting a package from one end to the other, that's when their sales took off. Because you have an external problem and an internal problem. The external problem for FedEx was people needed to get package from A to B. But actually what was more harrowing was, will it get there, and will it get there on time, and will it get there in one piece? And that's when they started to tap into the true issue and the true problem and what they were truly selling. Another famous example very quickly was Febreze. Febreze started trying to sell their product to people with stinky teenagers and people who smoked. And the problem was that it completely flopped. The whole launch flopped because they were angling it all wrong. Because people who have stinky teenagers and are smokers, they don't know that it smells because they get used to the smell and they live with it every day and they don't care because they smoke. Like, it's the people who don't smoke that care. So when they pulled back and actually realized who it was that was using their products, and actually people who kept a very clean house would then use it to kind of spray around to give it that extra clean feeling, those are the people that wanted it. Those are the people that desired it because they wanted it to be super, super clean. So it's just potentially that your positioning is slightly wrong, and that you need to just really get true clarity on that ideal client. I really hope that helps, Connie, my lovely. Just thank you so much. Yes, Fanny, it's me. People find it difficult to admit as they prefer to pretend. You're amazing, Jen. Oh, thank you very much, Connie. That's really lovely. This is good stuff. I'm glad you're enjoying. Right, okay, so I'm going to move on to the secret number 3. And secret number 3 is trust and hope is the key to conversion. And this is seriously the strongest conversion. I don't want to use the word tactic because it sounds sneaky, but technique, okay? The strongest technique that you can use to convert any client, but particularly high-paying clients, okay? So why would somebody pay little old you? So this is literally it. This is why someone would pay you, because they trust in your abilities, because you're incomparable, unique, and useful. Because just because you're unique doesn't mean you're always useful. So you have to be useful, as I hopefully just explained in those analogies. Thank you, Connie, for asking that question, because I think it's actually really helpful and useful for this next section. But because people like you, in fact, there we go. People had to recap twice because they like you, and they like what you stand for. So what I'm talking about here is actually just your personality. People, resonate with you, and also your opinions, what you put out there, what you talk about, your energy. People want to pay you over somebody else, but sometimes just because it's you, and they're like, do you know, I really like this person, because they might resonate with your story, mission, and purpose. I quizzed, about a few sessions in, I quizzed my clients, and I always ask them questions about, what made them buy through me, because I think it's really, really useful, to figure that out for themselves, to go, okay, well, why did I buy into that? Because it helps them apply it to their own methods. And, she said, well, first of all, it's because I heard you speak about, how passionate you were about women starting businesses for the wrong reasons, and, what needs to happen and what we need to do to change the face of women in business. And she's like, wow, I loved your opinions. I loved your mission to, help, particularly, I work with men and women, but particularly for women, I want to change this view of women from, just to go off on a tangent very quickly, from this hobby playing around in business to actually being serious business owners who are really adding value to the world, and that their hobbies aren't looking upon them as people just playing around. I can't bear that view, but unfortunately sometimes as women we play into the hands of that. And so I have a very strong opinion on it. And I'm here to make a difference for those women who want to stand out and want to say, well, no, I'm actually a serious business owner. I'm not a mumpreneur. I'm not, whatever else. I am a serious business owner. And she's heard me talk about this. And she was like, wow. And that was the first opening. And then she watched one of my videos on, I think it was YouTube, it was a YouTube video that she got via one of my chatbots. And she watched that. And then suddenly, because I was able to clearly communicate what I helped with, and she had the problem that I helped with, and she trusted in my abilities. So she was done after those two instances. She was there. And it's because I gave her hope that the problem that she had will go away and the outcome that she wanted would happen. Trust and hope are the biggest converters. If you can help someone have trust in you and in your abilities, and give them hope that the light is at the end of the tunnel for them, that it can happen for them, that there are other people like them going through the same thing that you've perhaps already helped, or that you have been through yourself in your experiences, and that they resonate with that particular story, that they can achieve and they can overcome. That's where you will find that they are there ready to drop however much money it costs. Because if they are either, like I said, it doesn't have to always be in serious pain, because they could be building the bridge versus shooting the shark. If they're shooting Megalodon, they're going to be in serious pain. But it might just be that they've got a really strong desire to be in a particular place. And if they really desire it and they really, really want it, they will find the money. And if you've given them the trust and hope that they can do it, then they will give the money to you. That's why somebody will pay you. So here's a few tips on building trust and hope. Okay, so build trust by micro niching. Okay, position yourself as an expert. And a lot of people get scared by the word expert, but becoming the expert builds trust. It really, really does. Not only does it build trust, because it builds trust, people will pay more for it because they feel more comfortable. So again, I use this example a lot, but my dad has type 1 diabetes. He's had a triple bypass recently. He's been in serious problems, and he realized he needs to lose weight. But because of his diabetes, he's a bit not sure who to go with in terms of who to help. So in a lineup of people who are weight loss coaches, and someone says, well, actually, I'm an expert in helping a particular person like you, a male who has type 1 diabetes, to lose weight, he's going to be all over that, because he's like, wow, I trust you that this is going to happen. I feel confident, I feel comfortable, because you specialize. So if a specialist or specializing in something helps you to feel better about owning that title, then go for it. But you have to really go, like I said, we're treating individuals, not a whole market. So we really have to go and fine tune in on who it is that we're speaking to in order to really tap into those desires and tap into those problems that they need solving. So giving people that context by specializing, so saying I help this particular person, really helps them to go, oh, okay, I get it. That's how it helps me. I understand. They're able to self-identify and go, oh yeah, that's me. You help me. Oh, I'm interested. Because if you're vague and you speak around the houses and your message is to everybody, it's going to go to absolutely nobody. And one of the biggest things, and this is the seed, the few words that seeded where I am today in my business, helping people like you, become wanted, desirable experts in their field, was the words, everyone is no one in business. And it's so true. If you try and market to everybody, you will get absolutely nowhere. We have to fine tune. We have to niche down. I call it micro niching. And really, before everyone gets a bit scared, micro niching sounds really scary. It's just about having a deep clarity on your ideal client. That's really all it is. But build and building trust, again, not only is it by saying, okay, I'm getting deep clarity on who it is I'm speaking to you. I help you in particular with this particular problem, achieve this particular goal. It doesn't matter how far you do that, there will always be someone else doing it next door. People say, well, you niched right down, you come right out into your own blue ocean, and it's just not true. Because even if you are the first person there, someone else is going to cotton on and want to be there too. Okay, so it doesn't matter how far you niche down, there will always be someone else doing what you do, but you can build your own credibility in other ways. And a great way of doing it is actually creating your own unique signature systems and actually supplying a totally brand new way of doing things. And that's what gives people new hope. And I think I probably skipped onto that to the second slide already, but I'm just going to quickly talk about it because it's flowing right now. But giving people that new hope, not just hope that they can do it, like, oh yeah, great, I can see that I can do it now, thanks very much, bye-bye. Giving somebody new hope because they might have tried it before themselves, or they've gone to someone else and it didn't work. If you're able to show them that your unique solution is the way forward, now suddenly they're interested. Suddenly you become more credible. Suddenly you become trustworthy. Suddenly you become somebody worth listening to because they think, right, it didn't work before. I can see it's possible for me, but I can see that potentially this is the way that I need to go. This is the solution, and only you provide it. So by creating your own unique signature systems, your own unique way of doing things, and I'm not talking about reinventing the wheel, because at the end of the day, there really aren't any new ideas in this world anymore. But it is about doing it in a different way. You know, there are other people out there that teach niching, okay? But the way I talk about it, my analogies, the way I deliver it, the way I've simplified it, the way I've put it into a process, and how I take people through it will be very different to someone else, how someone else does. But actually putting it into some sort of system as intellectual property really helps to help that you stand out from the crowd and create a new offering, giving that new hope. Suddenly you become someone to trust and someone to listen to. And understanding the tremendous value that you bring to the table, like I said, going right back to the very beginning of this. If you're confident in your value and expertise, your prospects will more easily place their trust in you to help them. So this is where I probably look and go, oh my goodness, I've given away everything on this slide already. But you can give hope, again, by, yes, I'm just going to recap on it, by giving them a logical, unique solution, new solution that they haven't tried before that solves that particular problem that they have, giving them that new hope. Also, sharing your passionate why, your mission, your message. This helps them to step up and take action towards achieving their own goals, because your passion is infectious and they will feed from that. So by looking at your purpose and sharing that mission and that message of what you need to do, that suddenly gives them hope that finally they found the right person for them. Connecting with them emotionally by showing them that you understand their pain points and desires. Again, looking right into that ideal client and going, what is it that's preventing them from getting where they need to go? What are their true desires? If you can connect them with them on an emotional level, it's going to finally go, oh, you understand me. You're talking about me. Oh my goodness. And that's the reaction that you want people to have is, wow, you're actually speaking to me. And helping them to believe in what's possible for them by using those just like you stories and case studies, which could be your own story. They could be just like you, who shared the same experiences. You could be talking about another one of your clients who is just like them, so that they can go, oh my goodness, yes, so-and-so, that they did that, and that's exactly what I should do, or I need to do, and where I was. They can really start to see that the future is possible for them, because somebody just like them has been through the same stuff, has come from the same background, come from the same place, whatever that might be. So those are a few tips to give hope. I hope they're useful. I'm just going to go back and check to see if we've got anything else. Nicholas says, love the analogy. Oh, I'm so pleased. And we got, so we go, let me just have a look, see what we've got here. Excellent. Oh, she's got to go on a coaching call. That's fine. Of course, why didn't I think of that? Sharing my own experience is very good. Oh, excellent. I'm so glad the page dropped. I'm just checking to make sure that I was actually still on board and still online. We're still here. That's great. Okay. So I want you to now look at these 3 secrets in action. So this is where I'm going to show you in action how all of this is going to, how all of this actually works. All right. So I want you to meet Jules. Now, Jules came to me. She was a talented health professional. She had expert knowledge. She was highly ambitious, and she'd already invested thousands into her professional business development already. She's somebody who really has tried. She's not just rocked up and gone, I'm going to do this. She really did invest in herself. However, when we first met, she was marketing herself as a health or straight weight loss coach. She was struggling to sell anything beyond 300 and was actually in the mode of discounted even further. Her mindset around pricing was on the assumption that people wouldn't pay high ticket prices for what she was offering. And her messaging was all over the place as she tried to pick the best niche and the best message, to try and draw the right people in and convert them, which totally confused her audience because she was chopping and changing, trying to sort of test and measure which one was the right one. And this is her speaking. Nothing was selling no matter how hard I tried. And as a result, I was lowering and lowering my prices to a point that I was so disheartened and felt like a failure. Okay, that's when I first met her. Now, the immediate transformation, after having our first session together, she transformed from a health coach to the food addiction coach because we aligned her story and her mission because she herself had to overcome food addiction. Okay, and it might seem very, very simple, but we really tapped into her story, and we tapped into the problem that she was solving. And it wasn't actually weight loss. When she really looked at it, yes, people want to lose weight, but she was, her clients wanted to shoot Megalodon. They wanted to shoot the shark. They wanted to get rid of that hairy problem, which was the food addiction, because they knew unless they could control themselves around food, they're not going to lose weight. So actually it was a shark. It wasn't building the bridge of, looking at exercise plans and, and a food plan delivered through the door. It was a mindset problem. They've got an actual addiction that they needed to get rid of. So she was helping women free themselves from food addiction, emotional eating and cravings. And we designed a unique signature system. Again, this is just on a very basic level. This is what we did in one of our first sessions, that serves as a pathway now for her programs and is also a structure for a book, which is pretty amazing. So that was immediate transformation. During and after working together, like I said, we aligned with the story. We really got clear on our ideal client. We uncovered what made her specifically a unique, desirable must-have to these ideal clients. We created 2 high-ticket, high transformation packages. We created a marketing and launch plan to sell those packages. And within 2 months, she signed up 2 high-end clients, which amounted to about 4.5K. No fuss, no bother. She said, I didn't have to sell. They just wanted to buy from me, which just makes my heart sing. Hearing her come back with that was just amazing, because it's just so true. That's what you want. This isn't about ninja sales call tactics. This is about really, really packaging yourself up and offering packages that truly, truly hit the hearts and minds of your ideal clients to the point where they're like, no, I'm sold already. Tell me how I can work with you. How do we do it? 3 things. Again, created that highly valuable, desirable, high transformation package that spoke directly to the heart of our ideal client. We priced them up at an appropriate high ticket price point. We weren't overcharging, we weren't undercharging. It was an appropriate price point. And we uncovered, and by the way, high ticket price is 2K and above. We uncovered and fully owned her unique value and her worth as an expert, and built trust and gave her clients hope to those who needed her the most through her messaging and her marketing strategy. That's how we did it on a very high-end level, but that's how we did it. I want you to meet Anwin now. Okay, so Anwin came to me, talented money coach, again, expert knowledge. We're talking expert knowledge. She'd worked in the financial sector in corporate for a very long time as well. She really knows her stuff. She's equally as ambitious, and she wanted unrivaled expert status. What she said to me when I had a package out called Unrivaled Expert, and she was like, this is what I want. I want that status. I want to be the best option in the market. I want to be unique to help others like her achieve financial mastery and create a freedom business. So happens now Anwin is now living in Jamaica. Amazing. She loves the freedom, and she wanted that online business where she could not only help other people, but she could also have the life that she wanted for her and her family. When we first met, she was confused on who exactly she was helping and how she could best serve them. Her messaging was broad and full of expert jargon that was not easily understood at all. And she was speaking to everybody, which resulted in speaking to absolutely no one. As I said earlier, everyone is no one in business. And her packages were being sold on her processes. As I said, Steve was. She was selling it on the processes instead of the results her clients truly desired. And so although she had all the skills, proven methods and expertise, she was still struggling to sell anything. She really was, but she's just so talented. So the immediate transformation was we redefined herself as a business wealth strategist. We got clarity on exactly who she was helping, which was entrepreneurs, but not just any old entrepreneurs who are compulsive spenders, to become financially savvy and build an empire business that makes money and keeps money. And we created a unique signature system which resulted in 3 incredible high-end, high transformation, high-ticket packages aimed at solving her ideal client's biggest problems and desires, which is actually, and this is hers, by the way, but her system is ROI, which obviously stands for return on investment. But she has 3 sections to her process. She has retain, overflow, and investment. And so the first part is helping them to retain money, to really curb the spending, really understand how the spending is affecting their business income. The overflow is looking at how she can actually retain as much money as possible to get that overflow, looking at processes and systems within their business. And then investing on the other side, once they've got that overflow, where can they grow their money? So she created this amazing system that she put together. She's now got the obviously ideas that could be for a book. And she ended up, I'll show you, during and after working together, same systems, aligned to story, skills, and purpose with the micro niche ideal client. We uncovered what made her a unique, desirable must-have. We created 3 high-ticket packages and created that marketing and launch plan to sell them. And she made over 14K in sales from 3 clients by the end of our coaching, because she positioned herself as a desirable must-have in the market. She created highly valuable, desirable, high transformation packages. She priced them at the appropriate high-ticket price point, and she fully owned and uncovered her unique value and her worth, became an expert in her field. She built trust. She gave them hope through her messaging and her marketing strategy, and she got her clients. The same 3 secrets that I just shared with you at the very beginning of this webinar. So I have a question for you, and I always do this, and I won't continue until I have your permission, but can I please show you something that I know will help so many of you on this webinar? Can I get a few yeses going on in the comments if I'm allowed, pretty please? What length of time were the packages over, Jen? Oh, I'm going to tell you that later, but I'll tell you now anyway. So Anne worked with me for 3 months and Julie worked with me for 2 months. Yes. Lovely. I've got about 5 different yeses, so I'm going to go for it. I think the 5 yeses will do me enough. So I want to introduce something completely brand new, and I'm really so excited to share this with you, because I've been plotting and planning this for some time, and I'm really excited to finally unveil it, because I've teased about this for so long. It's the high-end client attraction accelerator, which is my brand new 6-month one-to-one mastermind hybrid, which sounds like a complete monster. Basically, it's the best of both worlds. It's the best. It gives you the best of having a group of people that you're working alongside, giving you that energy, giving you that kick up the arse when you need it, but also having that one-to-one with me, and that it's actually being led by me. It's a curriculum-led program where you'll be taken through a particular process to help you achieve high-end client attraction and conversion. Okay, so what does it do? Here we go. So it focuses on 4 main pillars: clarity, marketing, assets, and mindset. Okay, so it really focuses on helping you to attract and convert those high-paying clients. So we look at things like ideal client, we look at things like messaging, how to position you in your niche, pricing, owning your value and owning your worth, so that you're actually able to price your programs appropriately. Looking at your unique value proposition, which is what we were talking about with Connie, about how you can actually make sure that what you've got is wanted, so people aren't going, oh, well, it doesn't really make any sense to me, or I don't want it, it's not a problem, it's not what I want. It's really looking at your unique value proposition, so you become a truly desirable, wanted must-have. Okay, that's what I want you to be. We look at marketing and launch strategy. We look at creating high-ticket packages that you fully feel confident in delivering and that you can price appropriately. We create unique signature systems, just like Jules, just like Anwin's, and creating that high-ticket mindset so that you can start getting those high cash injections into your business again, so you can actually spend time on working in your business rather than doing all of the time. I'm going to tell you a lot. I'm going to go into a bit more in depth on this so you can really see what happens. So the idea is you get clarity on how to position your expertise so you are genuinely desired by the market and convert high-paying clients with ease, in a nutshell. So we get you true ideal client clarity. so that you can start attracting that high quality audience. It's not about getting tons of numbers in. It's about getting a high quality audience who are perfect prospects, so that you can actually start attracting these people in and be able to write incredible content as well. Because when you fully understand your ideal client at that level, content creation becomes so much easier. You get to uncover your unique edge that positions you as the best option in the market, and you clearly define and feel 100% confident in the incredible transformations that you deliver for every single client. Clients will actually start chasing you instead of you chasing them, and you'll have people seriously sold on working with you from the moment they clap eyes on you, because that's what you want. You want people to go, wow, I really want to work with this person. They know their stuff, that I like them. I've got that problem. I need that problem solved. I want what they're offering. This is where I want to go. I want that for you guys. We'll package you up as from the inside out. Again, it's not just about sticking a flower on top and saying, or as another of my friends calls it, polishing a turd, which isn't not the nicest analogy. But this is about really understanding your value from the inside out, and then being able to position you as a wanted must-have to the market. You'll create, you'll create a range of high-ticket, high-transformation packages that your ideal clients truly desire and are willing to pay for. You'll be creating irresistible lead magnets, not only encourage your leads, but nurture and convert. You'll be writing sales copy with the help of me that converts by truly speaking right to the hearts of your ideal clients' problems, goals, and desires using my 4-step copy creation method. You'll also be creating and pricing each of your programs. We'll be doing this together using my pricing formula, so that you have a valuable proposition and a pricing structure that actually attracts the right kinds of clients to the right kinds of packages. Again, we shouldn't be assuming that everybody needs our help. It's about getting the right people for the right packages. We're going to design unique signature systems that allow you to create programs, a new solution for your prospects, and could even serve as a possible book structure. You're going to create and execute an easy to implement, because I don't do complicated, I just don't. An easy to implement marketing and launch plan, so you can sell your high ticket packages from and actually take phone calls where people are like, just let me on what you're offering me. I really need this. You're going to be cultivating clarity. So you'll get crystal clear clarity on what makes you a unique and desirable offering, which also means getting clear on your niche and high paying ideal clients. So you position yourself as the best option in the market for them. And you'll cultivate a bulletproof mindset on the value you truly bring and how much that is truly worth. So you can start raising your prices and charging your worth, and just as an add-on, earning it. We're going to redesign and transform. So you're going to redefine you as a unique and wanted offering by communicating clearly with impact why you aren't needed, why it's urgent to work with you, why it's essential that they work with you, and why you're the right person for them. We'll tweak and align you with your brand, story, and business purpose, so you feel not only that you're wanted, but you're 100% passionate and on fire about what you do. You're aligned with your purpose. You're going to get clear on your message, your marketing message, so that you can start attracting in the perfect high-paying clients with ease. In a nutshell, no more convincing of your value. You'll transform from a nice to have, undervalued, to standing out as desirable, high-end must-have, to start selling high-ticket programs with ease. That's what this program does. The program is for you. So if you're thinking this is looking good, I'm going to talk to you through who it's for and who it's not for. So who it's for is if the people who are ready to become wanted must-haves in the market that earns their worth. So if you're currently feeling like you're undercharging and that you want to start up-leveling and raising your game, it's for you. If you want to spend less time running around like a headless chicken like I used to do, trying to secure all the low-end spots and serving too many clients, not having any time, actually raising your prices, spending more time and energy with those that pay for it and receive high cash injections into your business, it's definitely for you. You're also going to be changing lives on an epic level here. It's not just going to be, just any old program. These programs are going to be high transformation. So they're really going to impact people. If you're somebody who wants to create those, then fantastic. If you want to get clear on what makes you unique and an unrivaled expert, just like Anwin wanted to be, if you want to get clear on that and attract and convert high-paying clients with ease through understanding that, then this is for you. And if you're committed to your success and have big ambitions on becoming a leader in your field, definitely for you. High ambitious people is who I absolutely adore working with. And if you're done with the I can't afford it objection that seems to come up time and time again, and into a space where people are actually actively looking to work with you and are happy to drop high sums of money with you, then this is definitely for you. Who it's not for, it's people who want overnight fixes, okay, or someone to do it all for you, because I can get results. I've been proven to get results time and time again. And transformation does happen very quickly. I gave you that middle gauge after just 1 or 2 sessions, these transformations happened. But it takes time, action, positivity, and effort to see it. It's not just going to happen, by magic. It does take effort on your part to work with me to help you put these things in place. I know that I can help get you the results. You have to put in the effort. You want to create low quality, low support packages, but want to charge high ticket. So if you're, and I doubt anybody's on here who's like this, but if you are thinking, oh, do you know what? See how much we can get for this particular package. I don't have to do anything at all. If you're about delivering low quality and charging high prices, this is definitely not for you. If you, and I forgot to change the B on this, it should be barley, not bally. So if you want to market yourself based upon barley and bubbles, what I mean by this, I've got nothing against bubbles. I like fizzy water, I like Prosecco, and I'm sure barley is a very nice place. But if you are looking to entice people into your business based upon lifestyle, instead of your actual expertise that you can use to help people solve problems and achieve goals, this program just won't work for you at all. Okay, this is about helping people own their value, absolutely, and understand their expertise that they have to offer. But I don't help people just sell on lifestyle. It just doesn't work for me. People who are just happy to settle for being okay. Like, if you've got low ambition, if you're somebody who's just like, just happy to kind of get to a certain level and tick that box and off we go, definitely not for you. Okay, we wouldn't work well together. And people who want to remain a generalist and charge low ticket prices. So if you're someone who is a stickler for not being an expert, who is happy to serve everybody and only wants to charge low ticket prices, then I'm assuming you probably would have switched off by now, because this would have bored you stiff. So hopefully you're not even paying attention anymore if that's you. So how does this program work? It's a 6-month program. It's monthly one-to-one sessions. So you'll get a 90-minute one-to-one session with me every single month. You'll get a monthly group mastermind session as well, which will last approximately 90 minutes to 2 hours. It's curriculum-led with worksheets, a system, a process to go through. Plus, throughout the whole duration, you'll have Voxer and email access to me as well. So for those of you who go, Voxer, what on earth is that? It's basically a walkie-talkie app on your phone where you press a button and you go, I just want to talk to you about this, I'm confused, or I want to celebrate a win. You let go and it sends me a voice message and I can respond back to you pretty quick. I prefer it to email. Obviously, email is very important when it comes to looking at written things, which is why I include it as well. But Voxer is one of my fave apps. So if you haven't heard of it, I recommend you download it anyway, because you could use it with your clients. It's brilliant, brilliant stuff. But you have access to me for the entire duration of the 6-month program. Obviously, I go on holiday, I eat and sleep, and I have a child. But generally, you can get hold of me throughout the whole duration. You basically have me, you have my eyes in your business for 6 months. You're going to walk away with assets and IP. You're going to have high ticket, high transformation mindset, along with the programs that you will create alongside with me to sell with ease to your ideal clients, and a refined and laser sharp, unique value proposition and a message that has ideal clients chasing you. So you can finally start attracting and converting those high paying clients with ease. Your investment, it's currently on early bird price. It won't be on early bird for very long, but the early bird price for this is $4,997 for the 6 months. It's priced like this because it's a brand new program, so you're getting it at a super special rate, and it can be paid over 6 to 9 months. So I do look at payment plans. If you're looking at that and you really, really want it and you're looking at the payment plans, it's something we can discuss. So let's talk about it. Or for anyone who's in the US, the conversions are below. And if you sign up within the next 48 hours, you're going to get a free 90-minute one-to-one launchpad session with me to give you an immediate head start, get you an immediate transformation, clarity on your direction ahead, moving into this. So that's your extra special bonus if you sign up within the next 48 hours. It's a no-brainer investment for the right person. As I said to Chris earlier on, Anne worked with me for 3 months. This is a 6-month program. Jules worked with me for 2 months. This is a 6-month program. You know, the clarity I give is absolutely timeless, and the processes and infrastructure I help you to create are rinse and repeat. What you gain in 6 months goes way beyond 6 months, okay? If you want to jump on this offer, and I just need to tell you, a space is already gone, okay? I told a couple of people about this a couple of days ago in secret, and one of the spots have already gone, and I've got a couple of people who are dithering, but they can't dither too much longer. And obviously this is going to go out eventually to my entire audience. So there's about 80 people, no, more than that, 100 people, sorry, I didn't want to say 80, 100 people that sign up for this particular webinar. The replay is also going to go out to those people who didn't manage to attend today, and then it's going to go out to my audience. So there's obviously a lot of you and only 4 spaces. And you won't get the special bonus if you don't do it with this within 48 hours. So I suggest you book a call quickly with me should you want to join this program. I'm also gone as of Sunday because I'm going away to Greece for a week. So you've got to jump on this quickly if you would like. And I'm happy to take questions. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take questions about the program first, if anyone has them, and then I'll take questions about the content that I've gone through today. So I'm going to go back over. And if anybody has got any questions about the actual program, pop them in the comments now. Karen says, Bali isn't the beautiful island people think it is. Tourism seriously spoils it. Well, that's a shame, because I haven't been to Bali at all. I'd actually really like to go, but that puts me off a little bit. That's a shame. I feel like some parts of Greece are a bit like that, although saying that now with the economy the way it is. Anyway, different topic for another time. But yeah, I know what you mean, Karen. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions at all about the program, and I'm going to throw it out there as well, because people would have already started typing if they had questions about the program. If you've got any questions about the content that I've been delivering today, feel free to pop them in as well. I'm going to go up and just check. Simon says, is it just for coaches or for other business types? It's for service-based businesses, Simon. So if you give me a shout and let me know what you do, or book a call, we can discuss whether you're right for the program or whoever it is you have in mind for the program. Because feel free to share this around if you know anybody as well. Let me know. Chris says, can you put the content of the program back up, please? Of course. Hold on, let me go back. Let me see, is this the one you're after? This is a very high-level overview. High-end, I've got the word high-end in my head. The high-level overview. Nicoletta, so will it be for 5 people only? A maximum of 5 people, absolutely. That means you have the group call with other 4 people and yourself. Exactly, yeah. So I won't be going over 5 people. It's going to be between 3. It's going to be between 3 to 5 people, because it needs to be, because of the amount of work that I want to put into you guys. Chris, is that the slide you wanted to see? Because if it's not, don't worry, because I'm going to be sending out an email with all the content in it again as well. But I hope that's helpful. Any other questions that anybody has? Let me know. Right. I'm going to hang on for just 2 seconds. I'm also just going to make sure that I've got, I think the slide moved. Oh, is this the slide that you meant? Is it back? I might have been fiddling with the mouse. That's terrible, isn't it? There we go. Yes, perfect. Sorry, guys. I just want to make sure. Okay, right. So those of you who are staying to the end, I'm going to cut you off any moment now. Gone again. Oh my goodness, why does it keep going again? Okay, best thing to do is it's going to come across to you in an email now anyway, so you'll be able to see everything. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen anyhow. For those of you who've stayed until the end, you guys are going to get my high ticket guide and my pricing training as well. So well done for staying on. Everyone who's just leaving just now is going to regret that, because you just missed out. So I'm going to cut you off and say thank you so much for watching the webinar. I really hope it was useful. Yeah, make sure if you would like to know more about this program that you get booked into one of my calls. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to close it down. You're going to get, those of you who are live on, people watching the replay, this won't happen. But those of you who are live on, it's going to redirect you straight to that call page as well, so that you can book that call. If for whatever reason it doesn't happen because of crazy tech, stay tuned, because I'm going to be sending you the link to book a call and the replay of the webinar, and the slides of the program as well in an email any minute now. Okay, so don't panic if it doesn't go. Fab, thank you ever so much, everybody, and I will speak to you all very soon. Loads and loads of love. Take care. Bye.